All right, welcome to Chapter 10. We're going to kind of put this one on a quick tour here of Chapter 10. I'm going to combine sections 10.1 and 10.2. This should all be stuff that you're very knowledgeable about. It's a lot of information that you've already learned, so it just kind of goes back over it in a different way. We're going to start off with 10.1, which is stem and leaf plots, and then go into 10.2, which is histograms. So quick, this shouldn't be too long of a video, but I'm just going to give you an idea what they are, and then we're going to do a lot of practice in class. So here we go. Make sure you're taking good notes too as you go. So to start with 10.1, stem and leaf plots, our key idea is that a stem and leaf plot uses the digits of data values to organize a data set. So just another way to really organize all those data sets we learned from Chapter 9. So each data value is broken into a stem and a leaf. So the stem is a digit or digits on the left side, and the leaf happens to be the digit or digits on the right. A stem and leaf plot show how data are distributed. So I'm going to do a quick example over here on the right, and then we'll do one together. So you have it set up like this, where you have your stem on the left side, and then you have your leaf on the right side, just like was stated right here. So you'll always see like a key, and this key says that if you have a 2 on your stem and a 0 on your leaf, it equals 20. So here are a couple pieces that would be put in here that would actually be the data. So we would have our stem is 2, which means 20. One piece of data was 20. We have another piece of data that's 20. Another piece of data that's 21, 22, 25, and 27. So then if my stem would be here, my 3 would stand for 30. 31, 34, 38. And then if I did it again, I had a 4 as my stem, and let's just say I just had a 2. That means part of my data set was 42, and so on. So to really understand and grasp this, basically, my stem in this situation, it might not be in every single situation, but in this situation, my stem happens to be the tens place. Okay? So my 2 stands for 20, 3, 30, and 4, 40. My only piece of data here in this part of my stem and leaf plot is 42, 31, 34, 38, and so on. 20, 20, 21, 22, 25, and 27. So if I needed to find the mean of all the data on my stem and leaf plot, it'd be very easy. I would actually just write it out like this. 20, 20, 21, 22, 25, 27, 31, 34, and so on. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I think you're getting the picture here. You might ask, why would we do that? Why wouldn't we just write out all of this data here? Well, look I had to stop there. I don't even have enough room. And I didn't even get halfway through. Well, I got about halfway through. I had all this information that was coming off of over here, and I couldn't even fit it over here. So yes, it's a lot quicker, a lot easier, more simplistic. 10.2 is histograms, and just another way to check data and interpret it. So I'll show you how to do that, and then we'll do the practice in class. So a histogram is a bar graph that shows the frequency of data values in intervals of the same size. The height of a bar represents the frequency of the values in the interval. So as I look at this data, we've got, or at this histogram, we're representing the frequency. So we talked a little bit about this in Chapter 9, not very much, but when we did a frequency table, it was kind of the same thing, but this way it's put into a bar graph, so that becomes a histogram. So in other words, we're talking about, let me get a pen here, there we go. We're talking about CDs owned, okay? So that is our whole topic of what we're talking about. We have number of CDs, and then we have the frequency of the people that own them. So in other words, let's say that there was a survey taken, and it was in a classroom or in the part of the 6th grade, and they said how many CDs do you actually own? And between 0 and 9 CDs were owned, and the frequency of that happening were 4. It was 4 people. Okay, so 4 people had between 0 and 9. So that takes care of this data. Then the next number happening was between 10 and 19 number of CDs, and as you can see, we had 3 people had between 10 and 19. The number between 20 and 29 CDs owned happened to be only 1. So only 1 person, we could say. Then we have between 30 and 39, and it happens to only be 2 people maybe owned between 30 and 39 CDs. So it's not very accurate data. It's just a frequency. This is the main thing you need to realize when you're talking about histograms is focusing on that frequency number.